Hello everyone, in this video we are going to go through the second section in part 1 of Python Programming MOOC 2023, which is called Information from the User. Our learning objectives from this section are: first of all, we will know how to write program which uses input from the user. Second of all, we will know how to use variables to store input and print it out. And finally, we will be able to combine strings. So, without further ado, let's get started. Input refers to any information a user gives to the program. Specifically, the Python command input reads in a line of input typed in by the user. It may also be used to display a message to the user to prompt for a specific input. The following program reads in the name of the user with the input command. It then prints it out with the print command. So as we can see here, we are going to declare a variable. The variable name is name, simply name. And we will add the assignment symbol, which is equal sign. And we will add a function called input, which will prompt the user to type an input. The input will have a title called "What is your name?" And then we will take the input from the user and we will store it in the variable name, and then we will print it. We will print out his name using hi there plus the variable name, whatever name he gave us. The final output will be hi there plus the user's name. So if we try to take this code in our code editor and then execute our program. Okay, sorry, just did it twice or maybe thrice. So I should type my name. No, one moment. I should execute the command one more time. So yes, what's your name? So my name is Karim. So the output will be hi there, Karim. Okay. As we can see, we firstly assigned a variable called name, and then we declared the variable called name, and then we assigned it to an input function. Next, we made a print function saying hi there and the name. So that was our simple program which prompt the user to type an input. Okay, the execution of this program could look like this. Input from the user in red. What's your name? For example, Paul Python. Hi there, Paul Python. Number 2, what this program prints out is partially dependent on input from the user. That means the execution of the program could look like this. Suppose we type the name Paula Programmer. The output will be hi there, Paula Programmer. The word name in this program is a variable. As we said before, in the context of programming, a variable is a location for storing some value, such as a string or number. This value can be used later, and it can be also changed. So, how about naming variables? In principle, variables can be named quite freely within certain limits specified in the Python language. It is common international programming practice to name variables in English, but you may come across code where the variables are named in other languages, such as native languages of the programmer. The name of the variable has no direct effect on its content, so the name in that sense doesn't matter. However, it can often be helpful in understanding how code functions if variables are named logically and in English, okay? logically and in English. That's the only rule in naming variables. So here we have an exercise which says, please write a program which asks for the user's name and then prints it twice on 2 consecutive lines. An example of the how program should function. What is your name? Paul. And well, then it will type Paul twice. So what we can do here is, first of all, we will assign a value called name. Again, we will add the equal sign and we will add input. Then we will type, what is your name? Okay. And we are expecting a value from the user. But what we are going to do is we will print the name twice. And that's it. It's so simple. So if we run it, if I typed Paul, he will write Paul twice. So if we test it, I think it's successful. Yes, it is. Okay. Referencing a variable. A single variable can be referred to many times in program. First of all, name equal input. What's your name? Print hi, comma, between quotation marks, plus name, plus exclamation mark between double quotation marks. Print name plus double quotation mark is quite a nice name, and period, then the double quotation mark again, and we will close our parentheses. Okay. If the user gives the name Paul Python, this program points out the following. First of all, what's your name? The user will type Paul Python, and the program will also give us an output as follows. Hi, Paul Python. Paul Python is a nice name. Is a quite nice name. Or is quite a nice name, sorry. Let's have a closer look at the way the print command is used above. Within the brackets of the command, there is both text in quotation marks as well as variables names which refer to the input from the user. These have been combined with a plus operator which concatenates or make the values adjacent to each other, concatenates 2 strings into a single string. That's what the plus operator do. Strings and variable can be combined quite freely. So when you type name equal input, what's your name? Print hi plus name plus let make sure your name is name plus and we have a question mark between double quotation mark. If the user gives the name Ellen example, this prints out what's your name Ellen example. The user will give us Ellen example, and then we will have the following output: hi Ellen example exclamation mark. Let me make sure colon your name is Ellen example, and finally question mark. So our next exercise as follows: name and exclamation marks. Please write the program which asks the user name and then prints it out twice on a single line, so that there is an exclamation mark at the beginning of the line, another between the 2 names, and the third one at the end of the line. The program should function as follows: what's your name? Paul exclamation mark, Paul exclamation mark, Paul exclamation mark. So our program should do this or give us this output. So first of all, we will have a variable called name. We will make an input asking the user for his name. What is your name? And the user should say Paul or whatever he is going to say. And we will print the following: exclamation mark, plus name plus exclamation mark plus name, name, and finally another exclamation mark. Let's run this out before seeing or testing it. Paul, but we are having an issue here. This should be like that. This should be like that. I guess we shouldn't add spaces in here, and also here, 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 here. Let's run it again. My name is Paul, or whatever. Okay. Something's weird here. Why isn't it? Okay, we can pause for a minute. Okay, so let's get back to our example. Actually, it worked normally. When I typed test, the answer was correct. There was no any issue. So let's move on to the next part. Okay, more than one input. A program can ask for more than one input. Notice how below each input command store the received value in different variable. Name equal input what's your name, email equal input what is your email address, nickname equal input what is your nickname. Print, let's make sure we got this right. Print your name, colon, plus name. Print your email address, colon, plus email. And finally, print your nickname plus nickname. So if we execute this program, we're expecting 3 different prompts. Each one will ask you different thing. The first one will ask you for your name, and you will type your name, Francis Fictious. The second prompt will ask you for your email address, and for example, we typed francis99@example.com. And finally, we will ask you for the nickname of yours, and then you will provide us your nickname as Fran. So our output will be like the following. Let's make sure we have got this right. This is our first print statement, and the second print statement will be your name, colon, Francis Fictious, as we typed it in the print statement right here, right there. Print your name, colon, plus the name, which is Francis Fictious, the name you gave us earlier. Then the email address also will be shown here as you typed it in our variable. The variable has been stored, and when we use the variable, we used it in the print statement right here. And finally, your nickname will also be viewed. Okay, if the same variable is used to store more than one input, each new value will replace the previous one. So basically, if you declare a variable with, for example, a certain value, like if you are going to make a variable called number, and you will assign, for example, number 100 in this variable, and suppose you are going to use the same variable name, and you will assign a different value. What will happen is the new value will replace or overwrite the previous or old variable. Okay, as the following, we have address equal input what's your address, print so you live at address plus the address, and then we declare the same variable name, which is address input. Please type in new address. Print your address is now plus address. Okay, the reason why we have in our output this this structure or this format, like we could expect it that we will only see please type your address only instead of what is your address, because this value, this variable or this new value of this new value of this variable replace the previous one. Okay, the reason behind this is Python is an interpreted language, and since Python is an interpreted language, it usually execute your code line by line. So it doesn't execute your program as a whole, it only execute each code individually until the final line. In contrast to the compiled languages, where your script or your code firstly is converted to machine code, and then it's executed only once. It's not executed line by line. The whole script or whole file is executed after it has been compiled. So, and this is a difference between interpreted languages and compiled languages. And by nature, Python is an interpreted language. So, as we can see here, there is no. We can see there is no difference happened. The same variable has been assigned twice. However, if we try to print the address again, it will give us this value instead of the first one, which is this value. So let's move on. This means that if the same variable is used to store two inputs in succession, there is no way to access the first input value after it has been replaced by the second one. Okay, as we can see here, address input. What's your address? Address input, please type in a new address. We will have in the end print your address is now plus the address. So if you in the beginning typed like this address, Python pass 10, this value will be stored in your memory, and then the program will prompt you for another question which will be stored in the same variable. So you will provide a different address. However, you could expect that you would see the first one, or for example both of them, in the output here. However, this is the only one that would be executed, because we didn't add a line right here between please type in a new address or what's your address. We didn't type any line that print the first address, which is Python pass 10, and that's why you only see the address which has been assigned after the first one, as it overwrite the first one. Okay, so here we have another programming exercise, name and address. Please write a program which asks for the user's name and address. The program should also print out the given information as follows: given name Steve, family name Sanders, street address 91 Station Road, city and postal code London, EC05 6AW, Steve Sanders, 91 Station Road, London, EC056AW, and the text in red is the user input. So what we are going to do now is make a variable called name, and we will take an input from the user. We will ask him for his given name. Okay, and I will write Steve. Okay, then we will write family. and we will ask for an input. We will type family name. Okay, and you should give us the senders or any name. It's not an obligation actually, but that's just an example. And finally street, not finally yet. Okay, input we have street address. Okay, all right, then city, postal. I don't like actually making my variable names too long, so we will make an input function, then we will write city and postal. The problem was O right here, postal code. My keyboard doesn't write O properly, so that's a big problem. So, okay, we should print eventually. No, not this. Name plus the family name. Yes. We will also print we will print the street, and finally we will print the city and postal code. City and postal code. Okay, so let's try and run it. I will just copy and paste all of this. Steve, family name, Sanders, and okay, finally we will type this. So here it gives us this output. So when we test it out, I guess we are going to pass. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Then we are having another programming exercise, which is about fixing the code utterance. What does utterance mean? I don't know. Utterance meaning. A spoken word, statement, or vocal sound, action of saying or expressing something aloud. Okay. So it's basically something spoken aloud. Here is a program which should ask for the three utterance and print them out like so. The first part, hickory. The second part, dickory. And the third part, duck. So it will type hickory, dickory, duck. Okay. So what we can do here is just fixing the code. So first part, the second part, and the third part. Okay, this is a user input. So here there is also, I could add part 1, part 2, part 3. Also we can do it like that. Then what we can do also is adding like this. No, I should add plus also. also add the plus sign here. So let's try to run this out before we test it. Okay, first part. Okay, I think something's wrong here. What might be wrong? Why I can't see any prompt? Something's wrong here. Okay, so let's see the first part. I wonder why. Like, if we test it out, output differ from the example output was simple. Okay. Okay. Fix the code. Port 1 equal input. Port 2 equal input. And port 3 equal input. That's weird, actually. No, I don't want to reset. Okay, what if we commented this one and then we ran it? Okay, hickory. Sorry. Hickory. Decory. And then doc. So it can print this with no problem. Okay, so I think the problem might be here. Part 2. 9. Something wrong here, I guess. So hickory 9. What about? Okay, hickory, decory, finally doc, hickory, decory, doc. So I guess, okay, output differs from the example. Output was output, simsala. Okay. So I guess it doesn't want this one. I think we might just remove it. So let's test it again. Output should contain 2 hyphens. Now output contains 0 hyphen. Okay. Okay. So that's what I was also trying to do. You can try and add it between single quotation marks. What about here? Single quotation mark. Output was simsala, bimsala, bim. Expected output was simsala, bimsala, bim. When input was simsala, bimsala, bim. I guess. Yeah. I understood now. I have a quotation. I have exclamation mark, I'm sorry, here. So let's test it out again. Yes, now it will work. Okay, cool. The last one for this video. Please write a program which prints out the following story. The user gives a name and the year which should be inserted into the printout. Please type in name Mary. Please type in year 1575. So the output would be Mary is a valiant knight born in the year 1572. I think I said 1575. Okay, I'm sorry. One morning, Mary woke up to an awful racket. A dragon was approaching the village. Only Mary could save the village resident. So, first of all, we will make a variable called name. We will store an input. We'll get an input from the user by asking him to type in a name. And number two, we will make another variable called year. We will prompt the user to type a year. Please type in a year. Okay, then we will print out our story. Which is name plus there is the rest of the story. Oh my god. What's going on, man? This is so frustrating, actually. My mouse is so bad. We will, yes, finally. Okay. And we will, here we will add the year that we had got from the user. So first of all, we will type this, and then we need the plus sign to be able to combine these values together, and then add another plus sign. One morning, I guess, yes, alright, like that. One morning what? Name. But here we have to make a space in order to get some space. Mary walked to an awful racket. A dragon was approaching the village. Only name also. Okay. Because the user might type any different name, like Cheryl, for example, and so on. Name. Okay. Where is the rest of the story? Yes, here it is. Plus woke up to an awful racket. A dragon was approaching the village, and period, then nope. Okay. Only name plus we have a plus, and then we will continue our story normally. Could save the village, no, the villages residents. Let's try to syntax error in line number 4. Invalid syntax. Name plus is a so where exactly we messed up? Print name this is weird actually. One morning plus name plus woke up to an awful racket. A dragon was approaching the village plus. Okay, let's try to find. Let's comment this out. I guess you would try to find out the error. Okay. So we will type the same name, Mary, and the year. Okay. So here we don't have any issue. So let's try to see what might go wrong, what might have gone wrong. Maybe here, line 5. So yes, so we know the problem is here. Name plus is a oh my god, is a valiant knight, born in the year. So we might just comment this out. No, I didn't mean to. Man, you're making me disappointed actually. I just want to see if the error is here. Let's run it again. And let's try the year. So to this extent we don't have any error. Okay, so let's try and see if the error might be, for example, might be here. No, I guess. And here. Mary is a valiant knight born in the year 1572. Non-type and string. So I guess the problem is here. I think if we replaced this single quotation with double quotation, I guess it would become a little bit acceptable. What about this? Same error. Okay, what if we just... Yes, I know why. I know now. Yes. Let's just put the... Yes. Run. Mary, year 1572. Okay, so here there is no error here. Okay, let's extend the to, for example, this part. What if we did this? Did this too. Okay, until now nothing's wrong. Okay, let's try to extend our code a little bit. Let's, for example, plus name plus, yes, I guess that was a problem. Nope. Okay, let's just try to marry and the year 1572. Only Mary could save the village's residents. So what's the problem? I think the output was successful actually. I don't know where the problem at. So please allow me just one moment. I will try to find where the problem lies to exactly, and I will get back to you. So here we're back, guys, with our video on on section 2 of part 1. Actually, we stopped at this problem where we should substitute the variables here in this text, where we are putting the name and the year. In this short story, we should have the same story but with different name, or a variable name and a variable year. And as we did, we asked the user to add a name as an input and a year as an input. And when he adds them, we should print these results along with the story. Like here we having Mary is a valiant knight, so name is a valiant knight. However, name is, for example, Paul, Jeremy, and so on. So here we are putting the name that has been taken from the user prompt. Then we are continuing with the story is a valiant knight, born in year, and then we will add the year instead of 1572. We can add any year, since we are putting a variable in this text. Then we added a period. After the period, we added the rest of the text. One morning, the same variable name woke up to an awful racket. A dragon was approaching the village, and a period plus only plus name plus could have saved the village's residents. Let's check here the expected output and the provided output. Here we can see that output differ from the example with input. Jeremy, here he put an example and he put the name as Jeremy and the year as 1340. So our output was like the following: Jeremy is a valiant knight. Also here the expected output, Jeremy is a valiant knight. I don't think there is a problem here. Born in the year 1340 and a period. There is also no problem here. One morning, Jeremy woke up to an awful. Yes, I think the problem was here. The problem is awful. I misspelled this. So let's just add it like that. Okay, let's test it out again. I think there are other misspelling. Awful racket. Racket is the same as here. A dragon was approaching. Approaching. Yes, there is also a misspelling here, so you will substitute it. The village. Only Jeremy could save the village's residents. Let's test it out. Okay, I think now everything's fixed and we are good to go to the next section, but we will make another video for the next section. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you get a benefit from this video, and I will see you into the next, and have a great one.